So I have what used to be a very positive relationship with my FedEx guy. So we get a lot of packages delivered, whether it's Amazon or FedEx. And I feel like me and the FedEx guy, it's always the same guy. We got a good rhythm going. So, for example, when my pergola that we're building out on the near the pool was delivered, I needed it in front of the garage because it weighs like 500 pounds. So if you dropped it off near my door, there's no way I'm getting it to the garage. So the whole day, I'm just waiting for this FedEx man to come. He finally comes. I meet him outside. I'm like, hey, do you mind pulling around near the garage? He helps me unload it off the truck, puts it in the garage. Everything's going great. We see him sometimes on our walks around the neighborhood, and he's dropping off packages to other houses. He gives Goose a cookie. He's just like a stand-up guy. Then today happens. So Holly, one of Holly's friends who lives in South Carolina, recently bought a house. So Holly's been like driving herself crazy. She's like, all right, like he's finally got a house. Like I need to get him like a really good housewarming gift. So she like couldn't figure out what to get him. Like literally spent like hours like debating like this has to be like the perfect gift. So she finally decides on these very, very cool. They're like American flag like painted like cocktail glasses. So they're like rocks glasses and shot glasses, and it's cool. It's like an American flag like painted onto them. So they're really nice. So she had them shipped to our house first, and then we're gonna eventually mail it to him in South Carolina. So I see the FedEx truck pull up today. I'm like, oh, glasses are here. It's going to be handled with care. My guy's on it. And so usually he'll drop it by the door. I wait till he leaves, and then I'll go grab it. I don't want small talk all the time. So he pulls it over to the door, and he's just standing at the door. And I'm like, all right, well, what's going on here? So I go outside. I'm like, hey, how's it going? He's like, oh, good. Sounds like you got a lot of broken glass in that package. So I was like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, do you want to take a look in there? I'm like, yeah, I guess. So I look, and all the glasses are just completely destroyed. Like, and they were wrapped good. It was like a box. They were bubble wrapped in, but all the glasses were just fractured to pieces. So now I feel like there's a huge strain put on our relationship. I had him take it back. He rescanned it, took it back. Now FedEx is going to contact us. And they're going to ask why we denied the package. And I got to throw my guy under the bus. I mean, can't be paying for broken glasses.
Wait, do you think it was him that did it?
It had to be. I will say he's a little laissez-faire with throwing stuff around. And most of the time it's okay.
All right. Well, I mean, if you see him do that kind of shit, I guess. But also, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there could be. I mean, I don't know if you want to throw away this relationship so quickly.
I don't know. Well, he's, it's like, don't kill the messenger, but, he's the face of the company, in my opinion.
I mean, you're right. He is the face. They are the face of the company, which is always very dodgy for Amazon delivery people, too. It's like,
yes,
you see a lot of videos online of Amazon delivery drivers, like, not being great. And it's like, Amazon is so big, it can't fail. But, like, if they were actually the face of the company and it decided if people would buy from Amazon or not, it's like, I don't think anybody would buy from Amazon if they see these fucking delivery drivers. But you're right.
He is a very nice guy, and I feel bad, but I've seen him get a little careless with packages, and most of the time it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's breakage. It's not going to be on him. It's not going to be on anybody. It's insured somehow, and there'll be more glasses coming out to you, hopefully not broken.
But I just imagine it just keeps happening.
Just keep breaking them. I ordered silicone from Amazon, like to make a mold, and they shipped it and it was like leaking, and it's kind of like toxic. It is toxic a little bit. And so I didn't want to like touch it or anything, but it was like just a little bit of leakage. So I like went on Amazon. I was like, oh, hey, it's leaking. And they're like, oh, you just throw it away and we'll send you a new one. And I was like, oh, sweet. And so they sent me a new one, and I kept the old one. I just wiped it off.
And you just dispose of it just in the normal trash?
I disposed of it right into my basement, into my shop, and I used it.
Hey.
Don't arrest me. But that's the other thing, too. They were like, oh, yeah, just throw it away. I'm like, I don't think you can just throw this away.
Sounds like terrible advice.
But
When we first moved into this house, I got like a package from the guy that used to live here. And like I contacted the realtor and like tried to say, hey, they sent us a package and it's not ours. And, I want this guy to have it. And they never got back to me. So this package from UPS just sat in my house for months. I never opened it either. And like one day, I was sitting in the living room, and I saw the UPS guy coming. It finally like registered to me, like, oh, UPS guy. And I got up and I met him at the door, and I tried to get. I like was like, oh, thanks for the package. Can you take this from me? Like, this isn't me. This guy used to live here, so like, can you send it somewhere? Like, I don't want this anymore. Like, I haven't opened it. It's not mine. And the guy was like pretty hesitant about it at first. He was pretty sorry. He was pretty hesitant about it at first, and I can't remember if he actually took it or not. But it turns out the package that he dropped off that day was also by chance for that same guy.
Oh, really?
And like, yeah, he went back to his truck and like must have called his supervisor or something, and he like came back to the door and he took both of the packages. We haven't gotten one since, but like he wasn't gonna take them at first. Like, what do you do with the package in that scenario where you just can't get it to that person? Is it mine now? It was in my house for 6 months.
It's yours, definitely yours. Especially if it's like something he was looking for. He probably have already contacted the people and gotten a new whatever it is out to him or whatever. But I was getting mail. I still get mail from the people that lived at my house previously. And yep. I gave them a year. After a year now, it just goes in the trash. I just I can't do anything about it. I've sent it back to the post office and explained to them like these people don't live here anymore. Now it just goes in the trash.
Listen,
it mostly is just junk mail. So it's not. It's like people just like getting their address and names off of old mailing lists and using it. So no one's getting hurt there. But yeah, it goes in the trash now. After a year, it's it. It's over. Pat Trodson, your shit's getting thrown in the mail. I'm sorry. You're very nice to me, but I'm sorry. It's going in the trash. All right. Let's get into...
It's time for everyone's favorite game show.
Gonna introduce the podcast?
Birthdays.
No. Everybody knows what podcast this is. Don't step on the intro. We'll do it
after. They know the number. They know the
Average
date.
Nobody, sorry. You're right. The Average Nobody's number 127 for August 26th, 2021. And we're doing celebrity birthdays. And then we're doing a draft. Most iconic Jewish movie characters.
Yes. For a special reason.
For a very special reason. Ryan, you want to explain?
I do. So one of our very, very good friends, Matt Schwartz, is getting married on this Sunday. We're recording this Thursday evening. So in honor of his wedding, we're going to pick the most iconic Jewish movie characters. Because this is going to be my first Jewish wedding. So I'm very excited.
This is my second, but I had some fun picking out the Jewish movie characters. For sure.
I did too.
All right. Celebrity birthdays. I did it this week. It was me. I got
me, Austin.
I got some decent ones. I have, not like previous weeks, I actually have a true 5 that you guys will get. An actual 5 you guys will absolutely get. And one maybe.
Not like Adam's 5 with the guy who had one...
Yes.
One line
like
in
that.
the movie?
Not like that. But there's some good ones. There's some star power here for sure.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Let's start. You guys do honor system. I'm going to try and look. Or are you guys going to do the call? Are you guys going to call? Call!
Yeah, we'll call.
All right, I like call better. Okay. Wait on. I get it first. I have to hear each call, so I know. Ryan, let me hear your call.
Call!
that's like that call. That bird has been smoking a pack of American Spirits a day.
He has his foot caught in a vice.
Okay. Adam, let me hear your call.
Call!
That's good. That's a healthy call right there.
I don't know if I can repeat mine.
You're going to sound like Adam and Adam. Is that what you're telling me?
I'll go.
Is that your defense? Call. All right.
Okay.
Here we go. This first birthday brings the heat. From spying on international criminals to stealing puppies from an engagement party, she often finds herself on both sides of the law. Did I mention she can pick out an air marshal from a mile away? I believe that was Adam's call.
It was.
Melissa McCarthy.
That is correct. How old is Melissa McCarthy today, August 26th?
Melissa Joan McCarthy.
I believe her middle name is Evelyn. I don't really know.
57. That's way too old.
That is a number. Ryan, go ahead. Yours.
Okay. I was not going to say that. I'm going to say she's 46.
Okay, a tad young. Melissa McCarthy is 51 today, so not completely off, but
okay,
pushing her to 60 before she's ready. Okay, next up here. This perennial captain has gotten himself in high water with Sheridan and swung from tall buildings with Jake Johnson. If you ask him why there's so much pain in the world today, he would respond with a simple "Why?"
Caw-caw!
Ryan, sorry.
Chris Pine.
It is Chris Pine.
Good thing I got
so
that.
much pain in the world today.
If I got that wrong.
There's so much. How old is Chris Pine today?
Sorry, I ripped my headphone out of my ear like that.
It's funny. We have Chris Pine. We have Chris Pine now, and obviously I said a perennial captain. He was Captain Steve Trevor and also Captain James Tiberius Kirk from Star Trek. But we also had the other gentleman that Justine has a huge crush on, apparently.
Bruce Greenwood.
Yeah, that was also in Star Trek.
And he's going to come up in my What We're Watching.
Whoa.
Actually. So it's all coming together. Okay, Chris Pine's birthday. Happy birthday, Chris Pine, if you're listening. I'm going to say he's an even keel 40 years old.
Okay. Where do you put Chris Pine on the ranks of Chris's? The Chris Pines, the Chris Pratts, the Chris Rocks, and the Chris...
Is Chris Rock in there?
Chris Evans. Yeah, I'm going to put Chris Rock in
there. Chris Pine for me is number 2.
Okay. Who's the number 1 Chris then? Evans?
Chris Pratt.
Ooh, Chris Pratt. Okay. What about you, Adam?
Just Andy Dwyer. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah.
Jeez, I can't even begin to rank them.
Do you know that Chris Pratt is
I
getting...
do love Chris Pratt, though.
Chris Pratt
He's
in his
probably my
new
number
show
one
on
as
Amazon, he's getting $1 million an episode.
Oh, my God. What show?
I don't even know. I just heard it today on a podcast. I forget which one, but they were talking about him. He's getting $1 million per episode.
Well, the Tomorrow War, I know, was like a huge hit for them, so I'm sure they're just clamoring to get him back on their service.
Adam, sorry, you said Chris Pratt number 1, Chris?
Huh?
You said
yeah, probably.
What about number 2, Chris?
Probably Chris Evans.
Okay. All the white
Yeah,
Chris's
I like Chris
see.
Evans,
Both
too.
of you.
I'll tell you what, though. You host SNL well.
Yeah.
You're shooting up my power rankings.
So much pain. Yeah. I watched that. So I did that riddle, and then I was like, I gotta go watch that video. So
with like the huge black wig.
yeah.
Oh,
I say why. I say why. All right. How old is Chris Pine, Adam?
I'm going to go with the tried and true rule of 1 over. I'm going to say 41.
Good thing you did, because he is 41 years old.
Oh.
Just off, Ryan. Just off.
I should get half a point for that.
Just off. Very close.
No.
I gave you the starting point.
All right. Next up. This is a short one. Moira Rose left this poor boy at home twice.
Macaw.
Ryan.
Macaulay Culkin.
That is correct. He's literally in all this indie shit that we would never get. It's Home Alone. It's what's that other movie where you get killed by a bee?
Stand By Me.
Stand By Me. That's it.
Was he in Richie Rich?
He was Richie Rich.
Okay.
Was he?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Blank Check. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Richie
I
Rich.
always mix up him and
Blank Check. Total Derek movie.
Yeah, Blank Check is a great movie.
It's a good movie.
Great movie.
Macaulay Culkin. All right, so Home Alone was 94.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be. Well, he wasn't 6, so he was not our age. I was gonna forget I said that. He's. I'm gonna say he's 39.
Okay, Adam.
I'm going to say he's 44.
Ooh, you should have stuck with your tried and true. He is actually, that wouldn't have worked. He's 41 too. He's Chris Pine's age, so you should have gone 2 over. Yeah, he's 41 years old, same age as Chris Pine. He also does the Bunny Ears podcast, which I've listened to a few episodes, like with specific guests. It's pretty cool. It's pretty groovy.
Ooh, I don't hear that word every day.
Although his brother is on one of the greatest shows on TV, and that's Succession.
Very true.
All
I
right.
hate him.
Here's the one that we might not get, but you might get his character name from one of his shows because I say it in the riddle. So that doesn't count for points.
Okay,
that's like the bingo free card. You'll want this man's help when you're lost on a deserted island. If you can guess this man's name, it'll be a good win for you.
See Goodwin from Lost?
That is correct. That is correct.
Oh,
He's a pretty famous actor, but he's in a bunch of like small
he's in The Dark
shit.
Knight, right?
Yes, correct. He's a congressman in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I know what his name is.
Damn it.
Say it.
It's Brett Cullen.
Yes, it is. How do you know that?
I just know it.
There we go.
Nice.
So you guys, hopefully, will get all 6 now. Adam, very good, very good. How old is?
That is the most like by far in my 42.5 correct answers.
I'm so
That
curious.
is the most random one I know.
I'm so curious. Where do you first recognize him from?
He's in so many things.
He is in a lot of things. Like currently, and like he's steadily in a bunch of shit.
Wasn't he in Joker 2 as Batman's parents?
You know who
Yes, you're right. He was. Yep.
Okay.
He was.
I always get him and what the fuck is that guy's name? Confused. Can't remember the other. I always get
like
him.
Sean Bean a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Matt, what's the name of the actor that plays in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 that plays Norman Osborn? Chris something.
Oh fuck!
You only see him for a minute. I don't want to go on IMDb because I don't want to.
I'm gonna look right now. Norman Osborn.
The guy
Is
from
it Chris Cullen? Yeah, he plays Ben Affleck's dad in The Town.
Yeah. Chris, not Noth.
Well, I always get him and Brett Cullen confused for some reason. They always play like that grizzled.
Chris Cooper.
Cooper? I always get them confused.
Chris Cooper.
So that's
Well,
one of
they're
the
both
reasons.
they're both I feel like cast for like those
yes.
same type of roles.
Yes,
Right.
They do look very similar. Yes.
Yeah. Both very good actors too.
Oh, yeah, he's in American Beauty as well.
All right, Adam. How old is he?
Brett Cullen is.
What a pull too.
Brett Cullen is the same age as Melissa McCarthy, 57.
57. Okay.
I'm gonna say he's 60.
He is 65 years old.
Wow.
Oh shit!
A little older. Yeah, he's been in a lot. He was in a bunch of CSI. I saw. He's like one of those guys. He's in a bunch of TV shows, like for short stints. Like
Probably gets murdered.
Like, multi episodes where he multiple episodes like in a short span. All right, next riddle. Ready? Sweet Christmas. This actor got his big break with a Jess, but she wasn't a new girl.
Sweet Christmas.
Sweet Christmas. That should be all you need. Sweet Christmas. This actor got his big break with a Jess, but she's not a new girl. Sweet Christmas. My God. I mean, maybe you guys didn't watch it. I feel like.
Is it a man? I don't know if it's a man or a woman.
Yeah,
It's a man.
Oh.
Is it so? It's not with Zooey Deschanel.
No. This Sweet Christmas, this actor got his big break with a Jess, but not a new girl. Maybe I should say big break with a Jessica.
Is that the actress's real name or her character?
Her character.
Oh. Sweet Christmas.
But it's also the name of the show.
Jessica?
I mean, it's part of it. Really?
Jessica?
Her dad is a legendary TV actor.
Kristen Ritter?
But we're not. Yeah, right. We're not looking for her again. It's
So
Sweet
someone
Christmas.
is it?
This actor got a big break with a Jess. Her.
Is it? Caw.
Adam.
Is it David Tennant?
No.
Caw.
Ryan.
John Ritter?
No. Sweet Christmas. That doesn't ring a bell for any of you guys?
No.
Nothing.
Okay. Well, this is no points for anybody. Sweet Christmas is Luke Cage's signature tagline. And he started in Jessica Jones. What?
No. Mike Coulter.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll give it. That'll be a half a point. That'll be half a point. Mike Coulter. Yeah, did you? Neither one of you watched Luke Cage?
No,
I
don't
did.
think I ever watched it.
Well, also Jessica Jones. I mean, you watch Luke Cage and you don't know Sweet Christmas?
Is he even in the Jessica Jones?
Absolutely, he is.
Is he?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, he's in it a good amount. I never watched his particular show.
The Luke Cage show was good, but they made Mahershala Ali was awesome in it, but his character doesn't make it past like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, they fucked that whole.
That was a huge mistake.
They also fucked up Daredevil, and they fucked up the Punisher and the Defenders and Iron Fist. Anyway, yeah. Mike Coulter, how old is he today, Adam?
Mike Coulter is, I'm going to go with an even 50.
Ryan?
I'm going to say 45.
Ooh, he is 45 on the nose.
Yes!
There you go. He was also in Men in Black 3, apparently. And a bunch of other shit I had no idea about. So, All right, last one. This funny man just checked himself out of rehab and directly into a new relationship with Olivia Munn. While he's definitely not new in town, it's good to see him get back on his feet. Ryan.
John Mulaney.
Very good, very good.
Mulaney.
How old is John Mulaney today, August 26th, 2020?
I'm going to say 35.
Adam?
I'm going to say 35, Ryan. Jeez.
So let's see Adam get it. Let's go, Adam.
I'm going to go with the same age as Chris Pine and Macaulay Culkin, 41.
41. He is 39 years old.
Ooh.
A bit in the middle.
I wonder if he's doing... You think he's doing okay? It seems like a lot's happening.
He's been doing stand-up, right? He just did a big show near here, right?
Yeah, he announced his tour.
The Wilbur, maybe?
Yeah.
I forget. I was listening to the Blind Mike Project, and he was talking. He went to go see him, I think, or a friend of his went to go see him, and he said something weird about. I forget what he said. If he didn't talk about the rehab stint at all, and he kind of just went. You know what I mean? Like he didn't talk about his life at all, and he just kind of went right into just different comedy. I don't know.
Stuff. Yeah.
Or maybe he was talking about that about Louis. I forget, but one of the two.
But I could see Louis not addressing it.
He also said that
I don't know how you address that.
Yeah, he also said he didn't skip a beat. Said John Mulaney was funny as ever. So
I can see that. I hope he lands on his feet.
Yeah, me too. Me too. He's so good. He's so good. His stand up is awesome. So natural at it. All right.
That's it for this episode's edition of Celebrity Birthdays.
Who was it? And now a word from our sponsor.
Today's podcast is actually sponsored by a company, the Baboon Bags. It's baboon.com, I believe is the website. I don't have the link yet, but anyway, what's going to happen is I'm going to have a link for this website that they sell these awesome bags. The website is baboontothemoon.com. And these bags are terrific. Adam, Ryan, you've both seen me with my baboon bags.
It is a sweet bag.
It is totally waterproof. And they're these very robust vinyl bags. So it's not like a duffel bag that just kind of folds in on itself. It holds its shape. You can use it as a backpack. You can put the strap over your shoulder. However, I have 2 sizes of that, and I have the small gym bag duffel bag. They're awesome bags. Next week we're gonna have a promotional link. So don't buy a bag yet. You should buy a bag, but don't buy a bag yet. Buy a bag when we give you the code, so that way we get credit for it. Baboon to the moon.
I'm looking at them right now. Maybe I'll get some for when me and Jen go on our trip.
Dude, I cannot recommend these. Honestly, cannot recommend these bags enough. Also, I've been eyeing the fanny pack.
Ooh.
I love a good fanny pack, and with my working the day job that I'm doing now, working on the docks, doing boat chores, I hate having my phone in my pocket because my pants always get wet, and then it will the water will touch my screen and dial numbers and shit. So I would like to have maybe a fanny pack on my back so I can still use my Bluetooth headphones and maybe have them in this nice little waterproof bag. So they're pretty cool.
You wear a fanny pack well too.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I've recently come into one. And it's pretty. It is.
Hold on. What do you mean you came into it? Was it left to you in a family will? Is it like an heirloom?
No.
Is it made of the finest Chinese jade?
I had that bachelor party on Saturday, and Dave's best man brought a bag of goodies for the team that won. Won golf, and me and Fam's team won, and so I picked. It's pretty sweet actually. It's a Budweiser fanny pack, and it's a cooler
Ooh,
inside.
Oh, that's clutch.
It's
That's
pretty
nice.
sweet.
Man, his brother.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, not Derek though, his older brother.
Oh man, Derek can't win, huh?
It was a fun. We had a fun time at the bachelor party.
Nice.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, it's time for the draft. Draft sound right there. All right, let's do it. We have first pick is Ryan, correct?
Yes.
And then Adam,
Yes.
Correct.
and then I,
And then the Matt.
then the Matt. All right, let's get
All right.
started. Who's
I'm gonna
off
start
the
us
board
off.
first? Yeah, who's off the board first?
I mean, this one was a no-brainer for me. I didn't even have to look it up. I'm going with Sam Ace Rothstein from Casino,
Wow.
played by
Easy one.
none other than Bobby De Niro. Just an absolutely iconic movie character. From, I will say, Casino, I'm not the biggest fan of that movie, but if Goodfellas never existed, I feel like Casino would be like an all-time movie. It's just unfortunate that
Right.
it came out right after Goodfellas with the same cast, with the same director, similar style of movie.
A lot of people, those people are wrong, will say that Casino is better than Goodfellas. And for those people, I say get out of town. Get straight in a bus and get out of town.
Right. Casino is excellent, but it is not as good as Goodfellas.
No. So
Great
Sam
pick, Brian.
Ace Rothstein, played by Bobby De Niro, is my number one overall pick.
Very, very good. Adam?
My number one overall pick is a little character by the name of Eric Lyncher, but you might know him as Magneto.
Ooh.
From the X-Men movies, played by Sir Ian McKellen and my boyfriend Michael Fassbender, two tremendous actors playing in like an amazingly awesome written character. In the comic books and in the movies, like how do you nail the casting for a young and an old character in separate movies franchises? Twice. Like that's crazy to me, and he goes through some rough times, and he's considered a villain, but he can also be considered a hero of mutants in some ways. So probably in my top 3 favorite comic book characters, I'd say probably. I mean, that's so tough to say. Actually, I'll go 5, top 5.
So now, what came first? Was it your love for Magneto or your love for Michael Fassbender?
Magneto.
Yeah,
first.
And then, so because you love the character Magneto so much, the Michael Fassbender love was just kind of exacerbated.
So actually, this is an interesting story, but like when the X-Men First Class came out, I was like, what are they going to do? Like, who's going to be better than Ian McKellen as Magneto? And then, Michael Fassbender walks into my life and blows my socks off. So that movie was actually supposed to be a Magneto origin story. You know what I mean? It was supposed to be similar to the Wolverine one, like solely about him, but he didn't have like the sort of pull that Hugh Jackman has. So like they made it more about the entire group coming together, which I thought was awesome too. But the Magneto, the character, is an amazing Jewish character.
Awesome. Very nice pick.
A hero for his people.
Okay. I have a few good ones, but I think I have a few that you guys are not going to pick. So I'm going to go first off. I'm going to go with the great John Goodman in his role from The Big Lebowski, Walter Sobchak. Now, you got to remember, Walter Sobchak, he converted for his ex-wife, or his then-wife and now ex-wife. And he does not bowl on Shabbos. You remember that. Walter Sobchak. And then I'm going to come back around in the second round with the late, great Jerry Stiller. Maury Ballstein from Zoolander.
That's a great one.
Took 2 of mine.
Maury Ballstein. Easy pick. Done. Right there. Well, back to
Enough
back.
said.
Walter Sobchak, Maury Ballstein.
Well done.
Nicely done, Matt. All right, so my second round pick, could be a number of actors from this movie, but I'm going to go with Lieutenant Aldo Raine from Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, I'm surprised you went that way.
Yeah, I like him better than the Bear Jew and Stiglitz. Is Stiglitz even Jewish in that movie?
Yes, Stiglitz is Jewish. Yeah.
Actually, Michael Fassbender's in that movie too.
That's right. He's not Jewish.
Plays one of the bad guys.
But yeah, Aldo Raine, a leader of men and a savior for two saviors of the Jewish people.
Yeah, they call him. He's the Apache, right?
Aldo the Apache.
Aldo the Apache. Yep.
What an
awesome
amazing
nickname.
character.
So good.
I love that movie.
Or I was thinking about going with the Little Man. BJ Novak.
The Little Man. That's great. Very good. Very good. Ryan?
All right. I'm going to end the second round with a fan favorite, very, very popular movie from the 90s.
Oh, no.
I'm going David Levinson.
Ah, shit!
Played by Jeff Goldblum in Independence Day.
Very good.
Just an absolutely fantastic character. I will say, so Holly and I watched Independence Day over 4th of July, and it, like, the comedy parts and, like, the acting holds up, but the rest of it, I don't know, didn't for me. I was kind of disappointed. Maybe because I just watched The Tomorrow War, and that was, like, a really awesome alien-type movie. But I feel like Will Smith punching the alien in the head really takes you out of any seriousness you're supposed to, serious threat the aliens are.
Fun fact about that movie, when he's dragging the alien through the desert, Will Smith screams like, "What's that smell?"
Yeah.
And it's actually how it smells in that region where they filmed. It's from all the dead fish and algae and things like that in that area where where it has dried up. It just smells gross.
All the time?
All the time.
Huh.
So.
All right, Ryan. Third round.
So am I able to use a movie we've already used?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
We've used Austin Powers 5 times.
I mean, in this draft.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, remember in the horny draft, we went Jim Levinson and Stifler back to back.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to go to start the third round with Shoshana Dreyfus from Inglourious Bastards. An absolutely amazing character in an amazing movie. Just a fantastic character arc. She's in the first scene of the movie. For anyone who hasn't seen it, I won't spoil it, but she has quite a journey throughout the movie. And she's just a great character in a great movie. And one of my favorite lines to quote from that movie is Christoph Waltz's "Au revoir, Shoshana," which I say to Holly every time she leaves the house, and she does not like it. But it's besides the point. I'm going to go with Shoshana.
Too late now.
Too late now. She married me. Big mistake.
Good pick.
Thank you.
All right, so my pick for the third round. Very happy that this one made it here, but I'm gonna go with Robbie Hart from The Wedding Singer.
Nice.
I feel like I pick Adam Sandler characters a lot in these drafts.
You do.
He has a lot of good characters.
But when he was down on his luck, after that bitch Linda left him, he couldn't sing at weddings anymore. So all he was doing was bar mitzvahs to make ends meet. And he was a good old Jewish boy in whatever town he lived in, and he sure loved doing those bar mitzvahs.
Very good. All right, here we go. Back to back right here. I'm going to go first with Rabbi Tuckman. That's Mel Brooks from Robin Hood Men in Tights. I had to go back and remember the name, but obviously I remember the character from the name, Rabbi Tuckman. But great movie. Great movie maker playing the role, of course, in his own movie. But great. And then I'm going to go back to back here with Mordecai Jefferson Carver, a.k.a. the Hebrew Hammer, a.k.a. Adam Goldman from the Hebrew Hammer. He saves Hanukkah. It's like the old Christmas tale of everybody saves Christmas, but no, in this one, he saves Hanukkah. And I was just trying to look up his partner in crime in that movie. Did either of you guys ever see the movie Hebrew Hammer?
No.
No, I've never seen it.
It's so goofy, but I'm gonna look up his sidekick is his last name is totally a ridiculous, just like Jewish last names stacked on top of each other. I forget it already. Here we go. It's played by his sidekick is Judy Greer. It's Esther Bloomingberg in Stein in Hall is her full name. Anyway.
Oh wow.
The Hebrew Hammer.
Very good pick. I like it.
So my 4th round pick, I'm very happy it made it past Matt. This actor has already been used, and I sort of think he just plays like a Jewish character by default in a lot of his movies. But I'm going with Dr. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park 1, 2, and Fallen Kingdom. He has his a little cameo appearance. But Justine will strangle me, but I have a soft spot for The Lost World, where he is the lead in that movie, and where he steals the show in Jurassic Park 1. I'm very excited to see him return in what's it called, Jurassic World Dominion, the new 3rd one that's supposed to be coming out God knows when. But Dr. Ian Malcolm, he knew it was going to happen before he even saw the dinosaurs at that island. Smart man, sexy man, with his shirt unbuttoned, laying down on the table, trying to help.
Sex symbol.
Sex symbol. What's his face? What's the name of the guy that owns the park? John
Hammond.
Huh?
Hammond.
No, it's not John. John Hammond. Yes, thank you. Tried to help him read a schematic because he's an old crusty man. And he just didn't want to hear it. But
so
an old crusty man.
He was in the 2nd Jurassic World movie?
Yeah. Very at the beginning.
Shit.
He's like it's like he's being deposed in like a court scene.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. For some reason that like in my head, that's the trailer for the new one that's coming out. But we haven't seen a trailer for the new one yet, right?
Right. No.
Shit, I only saw that other one once. And I didn't.
Me too.
I didn't want to return.
Yeah,
it's too bad.
Yeah, that one I remember like not being too impressed, and then like it just started to get good at the end, and then it ended. You know what I mean? That's one of those. It was a bridge movie. You know what I mean? The second one to get you to the third. But yeah, Ian Malcolm, Dr. Ian Malcolm.
Right.
Very nice. All right, I am going to end the 4th round with a character in a movie that I know we forgot in a previous draft. So I don't want this character to be forgotten, although I don't know if Matt might have picked him anyway. I'm going to go with Armand Goldman.
Yes.
From The Birdcage, played by Robin Williams. Really just like a very like standout character, and Robin Williams is known for those. I feel like those type of characters, but this one kind of is head and shoulders above the rest. Him and Nathan Lane, I mean, it's just a wild, hysterical, wonderful movie, and they're just like a comedic like dream team. They're both so good.
Martha K, Twyla. Very good.
I can't imagine like how many like unused hours of footage they have from just improvising. Must have been amazing.
Yeah.
All right, and now I'm gonna start the 5th round with my final pick, and I'm gonna go. I've been watching this show on Netflix, but I know we're not doing shows, so I'm gonna use the actor. I'm gonna go with Eugene Levy, Jim's dad, also known as Noah Levinson, from American Pie.
Very good.
As my 1st round pick in the 5th round.
We used American Pie a lot too. I'm curious to see like when we start doing this for a while, because this is we haven't even done 10 yet, right? So
no.
I think that it'll be funny to see like we'll look back and see how many times we've used certain movies. Like Austin Powers was a huge one. American Pie, that series has been a huge one.
Yeah,
That's
true.
A lot of Adam Sandler movies from Adam.
He was going to the well.
Very good. Adam, what's your last pick here?
All right, so I'm closing it off with Baby Houseman from Dirty Dancing. Baby Houseman, hot little number, goes away on vacation with her family. steals the heart.
I mean, she
of
is
the
Is.
of Patrick Swayze, Johnny Castle at this family getaway. Yeah, so the first time I saw this movie, I watched it with Jen. Like when we were at the apartment, I watched it with her, and I couldn't help but feel bad for the dad of the Houseman family, because I'm like, this poor bastard just spent all this money to take his family on a beautiful vacation for the summer, just for his daughters to like fool around behind his back. You know what I mean?
That's why he became a cop for Law and Order.
So yeah, baby Houseman. She's and also, I always think of, whenever I think of Jennifer Grey, I think obviously you think of this movie, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but then I also think of that scene in How I Met Your Mother where Barney imagines himself as like in the shoes of Patrick Swayze in that movie, and it's just like his face pasted over Patrick Swayze. So yes, Baby Houseman, my final pick.
Hold on. All right, Matt. Mr. or Mrs. Irrelevant.
It's going to be Mr. Irrelevant. And I can't believe, honestly, I feel like I'm taking Christian McCaffrey in the 16th round of the fantasy football draft, because he is King Jew. He's Jesus. Jim Caviezel from the Passion.
I had him on my list.
Yes, I had him on my list as well. I'm glad that I took Jennifer Grey over Jesus. Yeah.
Jesus, yeah, obviously. So a funny story about Passion of the Christ. So when it came out,
I'm gonna put Jesus in all caps.
I was in CCD, Catechism, Sunday school, during that time, and St. Anthony's did like field trips to the movie theater to go see it as part of like a church activity.
Wasn't that a very brutal movie?
It was very brutal, yeah, for sure. But I mean, I guess like the church doesn't, like, the Catholic Church doesn't care as long as it's like Bible accurate, and apparently it's very Bible accurate. I mean, it's
Mel Gibson knows his Bible.
He sure does. The funny thing about that is Mel Gibson really doesn't like the people we're drafting today, right? Isn't that the
No, he does not.
That's very odd that he would do a movie about Jesus. But anyway,
I mean, that's what you call an overcorrection.
Caviezel is the Mr. Irrelevant. So yeah, good draft, everybody. Awesome. Do we have any? So my honorable mentions here, ones that haven't been picked off my list. I had Donnie Donowitz, the Bear Jew from Inglourious Bastards. I had David Noodles Aronson. Aronson. Yep. I've never seen the movie. It's Once Upon a Time in America. It's
another Bobby De Niro pick.
Yeah, Bobby De Niro. I've never seen it, but after I had like exhausted my like brain, I searched and I was like, oh shit, a Bobby De Niro joint, so I'll put it on there in case I needed to use it. I didn't. And that's it. Those are all my extras I had.
A lot of mine got picked, but the only honorable mention I had here is Les Grossman from Tropic Thunder.
Very good.
Tom Cruise's character.
Very good.
Very good. Yeah, my two were the Donnie Donowitz and David Aronson. So, hey,
very good.
Great list. Well done.
Very good draft.
Yeah, that was easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah. There's a lot. All right, where are we watching? So I have a very, very short list.
Me too.
So I'll go first, and then I'll throw it to you guys because I know. Let me see if there's. We already talked about White Lotus.
No, not yet.
No, we didn't. Right? Okay, so I'll wait for that till you talk about it, Ryan. Did you watch it, Adam?
I haven't seen a lick of it.
Okay, so we won't get into spoiler territory. Justine, no spoilers. All right.
We'll just do. Justine doesn't have to watch season 2 of Dave.
Right.
Our number one viewer.
Yeah, so I'll talk about Yellowstone because that's really the only other thing I've been watching.
Love it. I'm so happy.
It's very good. I jokingly call it Cowboy Succession, and Justine thought that was an actual show. It's not. I'm sorry, Justine. But it does feel like that to me, and I do enjoy this setting. I don't know if I enjoy it more than like corporate America. And
I guess that's what it comes down to. If you like that,
I like this feels like the. I don't know. Like, I like the Cowboys. I like that setting. That's very cool. I just like Succession is so much more. Like, it feels like these people are literally going around kicking each other's asses. Like, every time they step into a bar, like one of the bars out in Montana, I'm expecting Dalton to be there to like rip their hearts out of their chests. Like, I'm like from Roadhouse. Like, I'm expecting like there to be like that kind of altercation, and there usually is. Like, there's fights at these bars and like crazy shit going on. But in fucking, like, in the corporate world, they're, like, backstabbing each other, and it's fucking billions of millions of dollars, and it's, like, but, like, it's all cerebral. Like, they're not actually hitting each other. You know what I mean? So it's, like, different. But I do really enjoy Yellowstone. It's awesome. It's the cast is tremendous. So good. We're on season 2. We watched one episode of season 2, and that's all we got.
What do you think of the daughter, Kevin Costner's daughter?
She's a total fucking recluse.
Yeah.
She's such a badass, though. I fucking love it. Like, she's a great character. But also, like, I don't understand. I maybe I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I don't truly understand her hate for her brother Jamie.
They do a very good job of explaining it.
I mean, she, like, really hates him, and I don't understand what the problem is. Like, he wasn't even there the day that, like, the shit happened, the reason why she's all fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to give away anything. But he wasn't even there that day. Like, he wasn't with them. So I don't know. It's just like something that's fucked up about it. So I'm sure I'll learn more. But Kevin Costner is so good. He's so fucking good. Like, I believe that he owns a ranch in Montana.
Right? It doesn't seem like he's playing a role.
Yeah,
It's just like I'm watching Kevin Costner do his daily chores on the ranch.
I also believe that the bad guy from Fast and Furious 2, Rip, is also like a fucking evil ranch hand.
That was like my most pleasant surprise in that show was the character of Rip, because I'm like, this guy is like a Miami businessman. Like, he's not like, you know, he can't be like a tough ranch hand, and he fucking nails that role.
He's so good, and I fucking Adam. You don't watch it at all, or you do?
No, I'm planning on it. I haven't watched a second yet.
Okay, this is a not spoiler, but Ryan will understand what I'm saying. I'm very upset that like the triangle between him, Casey, and John, like the way that's going in season 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I won't give anything away, but I felt the same way.
Yeah. Very good. And also
because you don't like, those are 3 characters you're all rooting for. Like, I don't need tension between my 3 guys, you know?
Yeah, right.
My guys.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And also I feel like Rip is like, he's like the guy. He's solid. Like, he's the only guy that's been solid.
Yes.
So like to fucking, you know,
has it gotten to his backstory yet?
I believe I have only seen a flashback of John picking him up.
Okay.
So
they go a little bit more in depth.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know that, like, you know, what happened with his family and all that shit.
Yeah.
So that's pretty wild. But yeah, so he's been there for a while. He's been there since he was like a
Is
young
Jimmy in the show yet?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jimmy was there from like the
third.
third.
Oh yeah. Is he? We watched it so fast. Like, we have to rewatch it because Holly and I watched the 3 seasons in 5 days, maybe.
I do like Jimmy. Adam. Jimmy reminds me of the Prospect in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
There's a lot of Sons vibes, but it's not as like.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It like stays rooted in reality for the most part.
Yeah. It's a very good show. But I'm enjoying it. I don't want to take away from that at all. But I am just like, I am thirsty for more Succession. Like, I want it so bad. But this is also like a very good show, so I can't complain. It's very, very good. I don't hate it in any way. Like, I enjoy it. So that's that. And also I watched White Lotus. I crushed it. I watched 1 episode one day, and I watched the 5 other ones the next day, or whatever it was, 6 other ones the next day. It was very good. And Ryan, you watched it as well?
I did. Do you want me to go next? I kind of have a longer list.
Well, yeah. All right. We'll just talk about White Lotus quick because Adam didn't. But anyway, White Lotus is awesome. The cast is completely You don't expect this cast to be as good as they were. Like, it's a pretty like ensemble. Like Steve Zahn is the only guy I really like knew immediately, and maybe Alexander Daddario and the dude from The Office.
And Connie Britton too.
Well, yeah, Stifler's mom, right? Or no, that's not Stifler's mom.
Jennifer Coolidge.
I know her, but I don't. You know what I mean? Like,
have you ever seen?
It's an ensemble cast.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I was blown away by it. I thought it was so great, and it's a cool concept because you're kind of allowing like, it makes sense to have all these different like eccentric characters all be in one place.
Yeah.
So Adam, this is spoiler free, but like the White Lotus is this like Hawaiian resort, and the show takes place. It's like within like a weekend or a week maybe.
Yeah, I think it's a week.
All these different guests checking into the White Lotus, and you see like all the stuff happening with like the different guests, what's happening with like the staff, and how all that kind of like collides with each other. And it's like you said, it's perfectly cast. Everyone's really good in it. I mean, so Holly spotted this, and I tend to agree. So Jake Lacy, who plays Shane, and he was Plopper Pete in the later seasons of The Office. He plays like his character is late season Andy.
Yeah.
This like rich, entitled like dick, but he's not like an aggressive dick, but he's just so condescending to everyone and like knows he has money. And then in one episode, he shows up with a Cornell hat.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was 100% like he internalized late season Andy Bernard to play that role.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Hey, you know who created this show? Ned Schneebly from School of Rock.
I did know that.
Yeah, Mike White.
Yeah. The sound, I was talking to you, Ryan, about this. The score of this is so good. But on top of that, it's just super unique. Like, if you had played, like, there's a ton of shows that I watch that I love, that if you play me the score, I'd be like, oh, maybe it's from this.
Yeah.
But, like, shows like Breaking Bad, like, has a very distinct score, and this is, like, right up there with it, because they use, like...
Lost, I feel like it has,
Lost.
like, a Lost vibe, kind of.
Yes, and they have, like, the island sounds, the waves crashing on the shore, and, like, that, like, there's, like, that chanting, like, the chorus, like, singing and chanting is used, like, in a ton of different ways, and it has, like, these very, like, island, like, Hawaii vibes, and you can feel it, and the Hawaii's almost like the 12th man in this... And the next it's a piece in it. It's an actor in the show. Very good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I'll have to. That sounds like something I could crush in a day.
I also hate. I hate everybody.
Yeah, you really do for different reasons. I will say my favorite was Armand, and I had never seen that actor before. Mari Bartlett.
Me neither. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's the hotel manager. Adam, when you watch it, I mean, you'll obviously see it, but
Adam, you'll love his character. You will love his
okay.
character. Yeah.
I like that name, Armand.
Armand. Yeah. He's hilarious.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Great show. I'm glad you enjoyed it as much as I did.
Adam, you want to go through yours?
Yeah, I've got a quick list. I got some. So I've been rewatching Trailer Park Boys, just like in the background. And it's so funny. I'm like somewhere like season 4, maybe 5, and you just burn through them. They're 20 minutes, 8 seasons an episode, and Matt, you've never seen it through, have you?
Not through the whole thing. No, I think I'm on season 4, 5.
So I'm at the part right now where they've got they just burned Ray's trailer down, and they've got the hash in the driveway.
Oh yes, yeah.
Seen that? Yes. It's the way she goes, boys.
It's the way she goes. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't.
just a tremendously hilarious show, and like as I'm watching it, I'm remembering like other parts that are funny, and I haven't gotten to them yet, so that just like it makes me excited to continue watching the other seasons. And the one I just watched, it was one like so at the end of season 4, I think Mr. Leahy finally like snaps and tries to kill Ricky, and he doesn't, and he goes to the loony bin, and he gets out of the loony bin, and he's like not drinking anymore, but he's always drinking a bottle of water when you see him instead of, a glass of rye whiskey. And so Ricky's dad, like, blows his cover, and he goes, Randy gets some on his hand, and he goes, oh, Mr. Leahy, it's vodka. And he goes, 131 proof, bud, I'm fucking wasted.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Hands down the best drunk actor of all time. Not even close.
He's incredible. I'm sure I've said this before, but the girl that plays Sarah, the redhead, is his actual daughter, and she said that like when the two of them would be like out and about doing stuff, he would do that in public, like pretend to be drunk in public, and just to see people's reactions. He was like that good at being fake drunk.
That's amazing.
Did you send me the clip? I can't remember if you sent me it or I just like watched the Instagram of it. But the clip of him in the pool on the pool float.
No, I haven't sent that to you.
I was watching, and he's like, it's so funny because he's just like in the pool relaxing, but he's not on the chair the right way, the pool float the right way. He's like half hanging off of it and like it's like half sunk in the water. And it's just so funny the way he like, I don't know, just the way he does it is so good.
I've also been watching some I Think You Should Leaves here and there. I was watching the Sloppy Steaks one today, and I was crying. Just like the faces that Tim Robinson makes, and the way he just at the drop of a hat starts screaming, yelling. Stuff like that really gets me. And now here's the interesting one. So speaking of my sweet Michael Fassbender, I was home by myself the other night. Jen went and had some drinks with her friends, and so I thought I'd watch a movie that she wouldn't be too interested in. So I decided to watch Macbeth, the Michael Fassbender version of Macbeth, and it came out a few years ago. And it seemed from the trailer, it seemed like he plays a badass version of a Shakespeare character. I turned it off in less than 10 minutes. Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because not only is it like the Shakespearean talk, like that very complicated way of speaking, but that every character does it with thick Scottish accents. You can't understand a fucking word that anybody's saying. Like, maybe I'll go back and turn the subtitles on, but I was just too distraught. I was blown away by how you could not understand anything that they were saying. So maybe someday I'll get back to it. And then I really wanted to watch another goofy sketch comedy show. So I turned on it's on HBO Max, Bedtime Stories with Tim and Eric, something like that. I've never seen any Tim and Eric stuff. I know they used to be on Adult Swim. And I don't know, maybe I wasn't in the right frame of mind, but I didn't get through the first skit before I turned it off. So two duds. So after that, I really needed to go to the well and watch some good quality cinema. So I watched The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. Beautiful movie. I watched it on Netflix, the 3-hour version with all the extended scenes. And then the next day, I watched my favorite one of that trilogy, The Desolation of Smaug, also extended version. I can't get the Battle of the Five Armies in tomorrow. Jen's working from home tomorrow, so that's a no-go for me. I've also watched the new Spider-Man No Way Home trailer about 8 times this week, so that's awesome. I was Ryan, have you seen it?
No, I've not seen. No, I saw it leaked online.
Oh, you're not super into those movies anyway.
No, I've never seen any. I think the last Spider-Man movie I saw was with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. So this one is the concept of the multiverse is finally brought in. So they showed Alfred Molina, who played Doc Ock in the second Tobey Maguire one. Mm-hmm. They showed him. So he's in it as the same character. And they also alluded to Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin. And then, some of the villains from the Andrew Garfield ones as well. Jamie Foxx and I think his name is Rhys Ifans. He plays the lizard. He's the kicker from The Replacements.
Is Mickey Rourke in it? No, that's Iron Man.
Yeah. But it's so it's got everybody's rocks hard that, we'll see Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield all together in the same movie as different Spider-Man.
Oh, dude.
That would be pretty cool.
It would be amazing. It would it's going to happen. That's what's happening.
So,
and I hope I think I'm going to go on a trailer freeze. And I hope and I pray that if they have another trailer that they don't show the other two
How
Spider-Man.
How can you do that? What was the last movie you did the trailer freeze from?
Justice League.
Batman too, right?
Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut.
Yes, trailer freeze. And you know what?
The Batman movie is putting us on our own trailer freeze.
That's very true.
They better fucking give us another trailer. I want to be upset. Listen, Adam, I can't do it.
About COVID.
After seeing that, I can't do it. I can't do it. I have to see it.
You got to keep watching.
I have to. Here's the thing, like you said, we know these characters are coming back. I just want it. I just want to see it. I just know. I just want to see it.
I feel like those, like with all my social media tags and searches, that will be more unavoidable than, when I tried to avoid Justice League.
Adam.
Yeah, but the thing is, the trailer will stop playing and you can just scroll away.
Adam, what happens?
No? Oh, okay.
Adam, what happens in the next trailer when they, instead of it ending with Alfred Molina's Doc Ock, they end it with Willem Dafoe's
Oh my
Green
God.
Goblin? I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
I'm going to get in my car. I'm going to go to the movie theater. I'm going to wait in line. That's what I'm going to do.
It's actually
When does it
pretty
come
cool.
out?
December.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's a long
it's
time.
pretty cool though that they're taking, like, if you really think about, like, so the Amazing Spider-Man, the one with Andrew Garfield, was kind of like a blip on the radar of Spider-Man movies. There was only two of them, where Tobey Maguire had three. Obviously, Tom Holland's in a million fucking Avengers movies and shit now, like all that shit going forward. And but they're going to be pulling, we think, two villains from that. The Lizard, and Electro. And that's
I also
pretty
saw
awesome.
that people think that figure that swipes at him, like it could be Venom too.
Yeah,
Like it's like big and muscular like Venom or the Lizard.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to have Venom in it. Like, adding Tom Hardy to that movie might be a bit much. Like, don't you think? Unless it's like a quick, like, they're going through the multiverses and like you know what I mean? Like, however that works. But a thing that I noticed, and also like from scrolling TikTok that people have been saying, there's that scene in the trailer where they're riding on top of the train and Doctor Strange is doing like his fucking magic shit and making them multiply. It's like, that's clearly a fucking call to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man train scene, right?
Oh, I don't know. I hadn't thought about that.
I mean, a ton of people have called it out. It's the same exact design as the train from the first Spider-Man movie. Second? Oh, right. Yeah, second one. But like, so you got him, you got Willem Dafoe's thing. People are saying that Ned is going to turn bad because that's what happens in the comic books with that character, Ned.
You also see in one of the scenes, you see like when you see the lightning strike for Electro, the sand also like explodes from the ground. So like you could be from the Tobey Maguire's, you could be getting Goblin, Doc Ock, and Sandman.
Yeah.
And then Electro and the Lizard, and that leaves one more for the Sinister Six, and like yet to be known who it is, or you know what I mean, yet to be known. Like it could be Michael Keaton, it could be.
Oh, I think
like they
is.
teased the Scorpion in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
That was the other guy in prison, right?
Yes.
What if it's Paul Giamatti, the Rhino?
It could be the Rhino.
Could be the Rhino.
So,
dude,
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Michael Keaton would be a safe bet because they've been teasing him to come back.
Happy Easter,
right?
Michael Keaton.
Happy Easter, Port.
Happy Easter, Portia.
Yeah, they have.
Just such a good and like they I wonder how long they were gonna wait because their hand was forced because it was leaked.
Yeah,
right? Is that what you're saying? Yeah,
I think so.
I wonder how long they would have waited. Who knows?
No idea. I feel like they showed Alfred Molina on purpose because he was the one. He was the one that like has opened up and said, "Yeah, I'm in it."
Now, yeah, that's true. Do you think at the end, there's a lot of speculation to this too, because obviously the way trailers are cut up and can be from different parts of the movies. They show Peter Parker, Tom Holland's Peter Parker, land on top of the car on the bridge, and they cut to Doc Ock, and he says, "Hello, Peter." Do you think that that's actually how that goes down in the movie, or do you think it's Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man?
I saw that he's wearing the same like getup that Tobey Maguire wears in one of his Spider-Man movies. I don't know. It's definitely not by accident.
Yeah, right. I don't even. Yeah, I just. Oh man. Like, imagine if. So here's the thing too. Like, imagine if if it's multiverses, and I don't know how they're gonna work this, but like, imagine if all those characters get pulled through in one area. So like, all of a sudden, on the bridge, it's Doc Ock, it's fucking Tobey Maguire, it's the Green Goblin. Like, they're all fucking right there.
So the like, what I saw that the rumor was the title of No Way Home is that all of those characters get dumped into the Tom Holland timeline, and they have no way home.
Yeah, wild.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. How about Doctor Strange in his fucking casual wear, sweats
Yeah.
underneath his robe?
Did you actually see, like, I know every time a new Marvel thing comes out, they say, "Oh, it's Mephisto. It's Mephisto."
Yeah, they think
And
it's
like
him.
I mean, it's like it's a panel from a comic with Mephisto in front of a fire, like in an icy room, holding a coffee cup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he's
almost exactly like Doctor Strange is doing.
Yeah, and people are saying the way he says, "Be careful what you wish for, Peter," like that thing. Like he says to him, like that's kind of like not in character with Doctor Strange. I don't know.
So that's a little too much for me, but there's just the the symmetry of that comic panel and like what he's wearing and the setting that's enough for me.
I'm so upset at how far December is away from us right now.
Yeah,
so upset.
I'll be here.
That's all I got though. Rye, why don't you hit us with this big old list?
Yeah, I've been doing some goddamn damage since the last time we podcasted. So watch The White Lotus, which we talked about, and I won't go in depth. Adam, hopefully you watch it soon. I think you and Jen will both really like it. Also been dabbling in I Think You Should Leave, which I just keep watching, like random sketches. And so Holly's new favorite sketch from that show is, Matt, I know one you like. It's from season 1 when Tim Robinson is at the Mexican restaurant and they're sharing the nachos, and he goes up to the waiter and he's like, "Can you tell her there's a rule that you can't eat all the meat nachos?"
yeah.
And she like, we watch it probably every other night, and she just dies at like when he, his date like figures out that he planned it, and he's like, "What?" And she's like, "You talked to the waiter." Who?
I love the waiter's reaction too.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, "You want me to do what?"
I'm gonna do what? Yeah, it's not you. The restaurant has the rule. It's the restaurant that has the rule. So we've just been watching like random sketches. The one where like he doesn't know how to drive, and the guy's like beeping at him in the parking lot. He's like, "Do you know how to drive?" He's like, "No," and I'm fucking scared. It's just just such a stupid I love it so much. And then he's like grabs the wheel and he's like, he's like, "Was the wheel hot? Like what's going on?"
I love I forget you forget about skits and then you like here I just thought about the hot dog one.
Yeah. We're all trying to figure out who did this.
That's a great one.
And the one I keep watching, the one where like the professor eats his burger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, give me that. What?
Give me that.
Oh, when he's the hot dog one too is great when he's in the meeting.
It is.
You can't skip lunch.
Oh, that's Derek to a T. Like if Derek worked in an office job and his boss said, like, "Hey, we're gonna have a meeting," he's like, "But it's lunch." It's like, I know, but we have to have the meeting. It's like, right. So good.
Can you even do that?
So also after we watched The White Lotus, we watched and finished Hacks on HBO.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's a comedy series. It's with Jean Smart, who recently she was in Mayor of Easttown. She played Kate Winslet's mom, and she was also Laurie Blake in Watchmen. And she's been actress forever. But so Jean Smart plays this like legendary Las Vegas comedian who's had like a residency in Vegas forever, and she's paired up with this like 25-year-old writer who's recently been like an outcast in Hollywood because of like an insensitive tweet she sent. So they just happen to share like the same agent. So the agent puts them together, and it's just kind of them like going back and forth. And it like a show like that wouldn't work unless it was like perfectly cast and those two characters had good chemistry, and they do. They like nail it. It's really funny. It's the creator and one of the main writers is one of the creators of Broad City, Lucia Anello. So it kind of has that Broad City type of like crude humor. It's just a very, very funny show. I would highly recommend it. It's quick. It's like half hour. I think it's only 6 episodes, or maybe 8 episodes. But really enjoyed Hacks. And then the guy who owns the casino that Gene Smart plays at is Christopher McDonald. aka Shooter McGavin, and he actually plays a really good role. Much more like I feel like every time I see him, like the man, the actor, not the character. Like every time I see him out, he's just like hammered drunk and just like living off that Happy Gilmore fame. But he actually played like a really good, normal type role. So he was good in it too. I would highly recommend Hacks. You could probably watch it in a weekend. It was really good. And then I started watching Heels, which is the new show on Starz with Stephen Amell. Kind of one of those shows, I would say more so than Glow. If you're a wrestling fan, you're going to enjoy it a million times more because there's a lot of like behind the scenes wrestling stuff that like wrestling fans would appreciate more so than just someone who's tuning in to watch a drama show. But Stephen Amell plays like the owner. He's the champion, and he's also a wrestler of like this small town like wrestling company, and it's him and his younger brother are like the two main stars. So he plays the heel. His younger brother is like the charismatic babyface, and it kind of goes into like him writing the shows, but also like his family dynamic. Chris Bauer's in it, and Chris Bauer plays this like old like super famous wrestler in that universe. He was Frank Sabaka in The Wire.
Ooh.
So he plays like a guy who he started off in this wrestling foundation when Stephen Amell's dad ran it, and then he ended up like moving on to the big time, like say the WWF at the time. So now he's like a scout. So he comes in to scout the matches and tries to like take the talent. And it's only been 2 episodes, but I'm very impressed. It's really good, and you can tell like the actors are actually working with wrestlers because a lot of this like they'll show bits and pieces of the matches throughout the episode, and they look pretty legit. So
is James Harrison in this show?
James Harrison is in it. He plays one of the wrestlers.
I'm looking at the names like Jack Spade, Ace Spade. He plays someone named Apocalypse, Rooster Robbins, Diego Cottonmouth, Wildcard McGee. Like those are awesome names. Big Jim Kitchen. It's
cool. They really lean into like the fantastical aspect of wrestling, like with all the characters and stuff, and just how like silly it can be. But yeah, James Harrison, he actually plays. He doesn't have a huge role yet. It's only been 2 episodes, but he's very good in it, and he's very believable because he's enormous. And half the scenes he's in, he's working out. He's like bench pressing. So really enjoying Heel. So I'll keep everyone updated on that. Also started watching on Netflix this miniseries called Clickbait, and I was telling Adam about it before we started the podcast. So it's Adrian Grenier, or Grenier, however you say it, who was most famously Vincent Chase from Entourage. So he's the main guy, and his wife, who actually played, and I haven't really seen her in anything else. So she was Georgina in Get Out.
Okay, yeah.
She ended up being like Mrs. like one of the matriarchs of the Armitage family. So she plays his wife, and so the show starts off with, it's like a normal family, and then Adrian Grenier's character gets like kidnapped, and he's put on this like live stream website, and he's holding a sign that says "I abuse women." And then like on the live stream website, it says if this video gets 5 million live streams, we're gonna kill him. So
Jesus.
Yeah. So then like stuff starts coming out about his past, and then stuff comes out about the family. Then the cops get involved. But each episode, the title of each episode is about a different character. So the first episode, all this is happening, but it's from the perspective of like his younger sister. And then the second episode is from the perspective of his wife. And then the third one, you find out he has a mistress. It's from her perspective. The fourth one is one of the reporters covering the case. One of the cops covering the case is a different episode. So it's pretty cool. It's more like, I would compare it to like kind of like an Outer Banks type enjoyment of a show where you got to kind of, go along with it. It's not going to blow you away from an acting or storyline perspective, but it's still pretty fun. And then a couple old faithful shows came back, Brooklyn Nine-Nine and The Walking Dead. So Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it's the final season, and they're releasing 2 episodes at a time, which kind of sucks.
It's going to be over quicker.
Yeah, they're going to cut the season in half. And I know they're trying to rush it off the air, which just stinks. But the first episode was not good. It was probably my least favorite episode of the series in general. They just tried to. It was not a comedy show. It was about, how police brutality affects it. All these different things, and it's like that's not why people watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Right.
It's not. It's a satirical comedy show. So they've gotten back to kind of funnier stuff in the last 3 episodes, but pretty disappointing in that first episode. I hope they don't try and hammer those points home too much. That's not the type of show that has to make a point about that.
Right. I haven't seen any of the new ones yet.
Yeah. There's been 4. And there's actually 2 tonight. We haven't seen it yet, but the other 3 were pretty funny. But the first one was kind of a bummer. Then the Walking Dead did come back, the final season. It's gone through so many peaks and valleys, but I really like the direction they're going. They're really focusing on the Negan and Maggie dynamic now, where they kind of need to keep Negan around, but Maggie obviously just wants to kill him for murdering her husband Glenn. So it's getting back to, I think, what it was in the earlier seasons with when you had Herschel around and what was Daryl's brother's name? Michael Rooker.
Daryl. Oh shit.
Harry?
No.
God damn it. It starts with an M, right?
Merle.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you had Merle and Shane, obviously. But it's kind of getting back to that, and they're focusing on a smaller set of characters instead of giving random characters these one-off episodes. So I have hope that this final season will be as good as some of the earlier seasons, but we'll see. We also started and finished The Chair on Netflix, which is a comedic drama with Sandra Oh, and she plays the chair of the English department at this kind of Division II type college university. And it's very enjoyable. It's another one kind of like Hacks. You could probably watch the entire series in a weekend or even a day if it's a rainy day. But it's very enjoyable. It's funny. There's some good drama to it with some relationship stuff, family stuff with Sandra Oh's character. But interestingly enough, it was co-created by Amanda Peet, who most famously was Judith in Saving Silverman. But she was a co-creator. She wrote some of the episodes. It's very enjoyable. If you're looking for a quick new show, I would recommend it. But we also watched the movie Sweet Girl on Netflix. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's been trending number 1 on Netflix for the past week with Jason Momoa.
No.
It was, I guess it's probably worth a watch, but I would rank it on the lower end of the stuff that I've watched in the past couple weeks. It's an interesting premise. There's a huge twist in it that I don't think is earned. They just kind of did a twist for the sake of doing a twist. And it's an enormous twist. So I think they tried to get away with that and left a lot of plot holes in it, but I'll leave that up to other viewers. And then watch some documentaries. I mean, what would my list be without documentaries? Watched the Woodstock 99 documentary on HBO, which was wild. I didn't realize
things.
Yeah, Derek told me about that. He said it was awesome.
It was so well done. I just didn't realize how much of a shit show that concert was. But
yeah,
they had it on an Air Force base, and the sound stages were literally a mile apart, and they did it in the middle of the summer, so it was 90-degree heat, and the heat is just the sun's bouncing off the asphalt on the Air Force base, and they had people walk literally a mile if you wanted to see one band or another on the sound stage, and they specifically set it up so not all the good bands would play on the same stages. So you might see Metallica on soundstage 1, but then I don't know, another really popular band just playing on soundstage 2. You'd have to walk a mile to get there, and that's why they had so many people had dehydration and there were injuries and sickness, and it was just crazy stuff. And then Netflix came out with a new documentary series called Untold. It's a sports documentary. So I watched the first 2. One was Malice at the Palace, which is the famous Detroit Pistons, Indiana Pacers brawl with Ron Artest. very one-sided because it was like Jermaine O'Neal, who was on the Pacers at the time and was one of the main guys involved, that like produced it and was one of the main people interviewed. So it was basically just like Jermaine O'Neal, Ron Artest, and this other player, Steven Jackson, who were all on the Pacers. It was like their perspective of it. Obviously, they're going to, have a very skewed perspective of what happened. But it is still crazy just to see, like, literally players fighting fans, like at the arena. I mean, just
imagine seeing that now. That's that would be insane.
Yeah, and that was pre-social media, so I can't even imagine what it would have been like now. But the cool thing is, at least for them, they got to get their side of the story out, because when this happened, they were basically put under a gag order by the commissioner. They were suspended, some were suspended the whole season, half the season, and then they couldn't talk about it at all. So at least they got that perspective out. And then I also watched Deal with the Devil, which is about this female boxer she was like the best female boxer in the world. And she ended up marrying her trainer, and then the trainer tried to kill her because he was jealous because she was actually a lesbian. Pretty wild stuff, but very interesting. Deal with the Devil. It's one of the untold ones. And then I watched a lot of wrestling over the past couple weeks. Big week in wrestling. Most importantly, the return after a very long absence of CM Punk.
Unreal.
CM Punk is back. Pretty awesome. Great debut on Rampage last week. I'm so happy he's back. And he teased Daniel Bryan last night coming back. So,
yes, really? I saw that.
Yeah. So AEW is just kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah, they sure are.
They are. Sorry, kind of a long list, but I watched a lot of stuff.
No.
It's okay. You see that, like, I keep seeing things that Impact and AEW are in, like, a bidding war for Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I mean, if he's smart, he goes to AEW because they just have a better TV contract. I mean, Impact's on, like, a random channel.
Yeah, and they change channels every 2 years.
Exactly. AEW's on TNT. They have 2 shows on TNT. I hope he goes there, but we'll see. But, yeah, wrestling is big summer, big couple weeks for wrestling. Very happy. That's it.
Very good. Very good. If you go to averagenobodies.com, you can look at our blog. If you go to youtube.com/theaveragenobodies, you can watch all our videos, including this podcast in video form. You can see our faces. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, where you can listen to the podcast through your ears. And, like I said at the start of the show, we have a sponsor now, baboontothemoon.com. They have duffel bags. If you go to averagenobodies.com/baboon and you click on the image, you can help support us by supporting Baboon to the Moon. And their bags are awesome. Next time I'm going to bring in a show and tell bag and I'm going to show it off because I actually use this shit and it's good stuff. So anyway, awesome. That's it. I have Average Nobody's podcast, number 127, August 26, 2021. Talk to you guys soon.
Goodbye.